Ride the Reptile Rangers, go! Out of the deep we rise, surging forward we'll take the fight. On land, the sea, we're always near. Rangers strong, we have no fear. Ride the Reptile, here we go. Jackson's power on the flow. Demonize, you can't escape. We're crashing through, we'll seal your fate. Ride the Reptile, feel the strike. Jackson's Rangers fight with might.
Previously on Power Rangers Shark Surge, Damaris, the Gold Saw Shark Ranger, joined the team to protect Atlantis from Predatox's forces. Now, Lynn struggles with her past as the Predator Ranger, haunted by nightmares of the destruction she once caused. But when danger strikes, she must find the strength to fight through the darkness, with help from Damaris. The episode opens with Lynn tossing and turning in her sleep at the tidal base, the recurring nightmare plaguing her once again. Dark images flash through her mind, the destruction she wrought as the Predator Ranger, the cries of the people she harmed, the power of the dark energy she once wielded. Guilt presses down on her chest like a weight she can't escape. She jolts awake, gasping for air, drenched in sweat. Her eyes dart around the dark room, her breathing ragged. She sits up in bed, her hands trembling. "I'll never escape it," she whispers to herself, haunted by the past. Unable to stay in bed, she grabs her blitzbow and heads for the training room, hoping to distract herself from the relentless memories. In the quiet of the training room, Lynn practices alone. She draws back her blitzbow, firing energy arrows at holographic targets, but her form is off, her movements shaky. Frustration builds with each missed shot. She fires another wild arrow that flies wide of the target and slams her blitzbow into the ground in anger. Why can't I just let it go? From the shadows, Damaris enters silently, observing her struggle. After a moment, he steps forward, his voice calm and steady. "Lynn." Startled, Lynn turns to face him, quickly wiping the sweat from her face. "Damaris, what are you doing here?" He steps closer, studying her. "I could ask you the same thing. Why are you awake?" Lynn looks away, her voice strained. "I couldn't sleep." Damaris nods, his voice soft but firm. "The Atlantean army does not sleep. But you're not fine." Lynn tries to dismiss it, but her defenses falter. She sighs heavily, dropping her head. "I've been having nightmares about my time as the Predator Ranger. I keep seeing the destruction I caused, the people I hurt, and no matter what I do, I can't shake it." She looks down at her hands, her voice trembling. "What if I'm not strong enough to keep fighting? What if I fail again?" Damaris listens, then sits beside her, his tone gentle but unwavering. "You were controlled by Predatox. That wasn't your choice, but you made the choice to come back, to be a ranger again. That's what matters." Lynn listens quietly, his words sinking in as he continues. "You're not defined by your past, Lynn. What defines you is how you get back up after you fall. And we believe in you. I believe in you." Lynn opens her mouth to respond, but before she can speak, her body suddenly tenses. A familiar, sinister voice echoes in her mind. "Lynn, my sweet sister." Lynn's eyes widen in shock. It's Predatox. She hears the voice telepathically, like a dark whisper invading her thoughts. Damaris notices her change in demeanor. "Lynn, what's wrong?" She's in my head," Lynn gasps, her hand clutching her blitzbow tightly. "Predatox, I can hear her." Predatox's voice echoes again, taunting and insidious. "Did you think you could escape me, Lynn? Did you think you could run from the darkness we once shared?" Lynn stumbles back, her heart pounding in her chest as the connection she once shared with Predatox floods her mind. She feels the dark energy, the pull of the past. Damaris stands, his expression hardening. "She's trying to manipulate you. Don't listen to her." "Come to me, Lynn," Predatox whispers, her voice growing more seductive. "Meet me in downtown Oceanside. Face me alone, if you dare." Lynn's hands shake as she processes the message. She's being called into battle, alone. Damaris steps in front of her. "Lynn, don't. You don't have to face her by yourself." But Lynn's expression is conflicted. "She wants me. She wants me to come alone." Damaris shakes his head. "That's what she wants you to think. She's trying to isolate you. Don't let her." Lynn takes a deep breath, steadying herself. The weight of Damaris's words keeps her grounded, but she knows she has to confront her past. I have to go. Damaris grabs her arm gently. Then I'm coming with you. The scene transitions to downtown Oceanside, where Predatox stands waiting in the shadowy streets, a wicked grin on her face. The air around her crackles with dark energy as a squad of Piranhaloids lurk behind her, their eyes gleaming with menace. As Lynn approaches, flanked by Damaris, Predatox's smile fades into a sneer. Lynn, you've disobeyed me again. I said alone. Lynn holds her blitzbow tightly, her voice steady. I'm not your puppet anymore, Predatox. I don't answer to you. Predatox's eyes narrow, and she steps forward. You think you can just walk away from what we had? You were the Predaranger. You're still mine. Lynn shakes her head, her resolve firming. No, I'm not. Predatox's smile twists into a cruel sneer. We'll see about that. The Piranhaloids snarl and step forward, ready to attack. Lynn tightens her grip on her blitzbow and exchanges a glance with Damaris. Both nod in unison. Ride the riptide, Lynn shouts, her shark surge morpher glowing as her energy surges around her. Pink power surge. Powers of Atlantis emerge. Damaris follows, the golden energy swirling around him as he transforms into the gold Sawshark Ranger. Now fully morphed, the two rangers stand side by side, their weapons drawn and ready. With a wave of her hand, Predatox commands the Piranhaloids to attack. The grotesque creatures charge at Lynn and Damaris, screeching as they descend on the two rangers. Damaris leaps into action, swinging his rush crusher through the air, slicing through the Piranhaloids with swift precision. Lynn fires a volley of energy arrows, striking the creatures with pinpoint accuracy. Despite the chaos around her, Lynn keeps her focus. She dodges a Piranhaloid's attack and flips into the air, unleashing a powerful shot from her blitzbow that takes down several of the creatures in one blow. Damaris fights beside her, his strength unwavering. You're doing great, Lynn. But Predatox watches from the sidelines, her eyes burning with anger. You can't run from who you are, Lynn. She raises her hands, summoning a surge of dark energy. With a flick of her wrist, she sends a massive blast toward Lynn. Lynn braces herself as the dark energy slams into her, knocking her back against the wall. For a moment, the voice of the Predaranger echoes in her mind, tempting her to give in to the darkness once more. Why are you even trying? You'll always be mine. But then, Damaris's words echo through her mind, cutting through the fear. You were controlled by Predatox. That wasn't your choice. What matters is the choice you made to come back. Lynn's eyes snap open, determination blazing in them. She pushes herself to her feet, her grip tightening on her blitzbow. I'm not afraid of you anymore, Predatox, Lynn says, her voice strong. You don't control me. With a fierce cry, she fires a barrage of arrows, each one glowing with shark surge energy. The arrows strike Predatox, knocking her back, her sneer replaced with shock. Predatox stumbles, her voice shaking with rage. This isn't over, Lynn. You'll never be free of me. With a final furious scream, Predatox retreats into the shadows, disappearing as the last of her Piranhaloids fall. The street falls silent as the last Piranhaloid is defeated. Lynn lowers her blitzbow, breathing heavily but victorious. Damaris steps beside her, his expression calm but proud. You did it, he says softly. Lynn turns to him, a small smile on her lips. I couldn't have done it without you. Damaris shakes his head. No, you did this yourself, Lynn. You're stronger than you think. As the sun begins to rise, Lynn and Damaris walk back through the empty streets of Oceanside. For the first time in a long time, Lynn feels free from the nightmares that have haunted her for so long. Thanks for tuning in to Power Rangers Shark Surge. Join us next time as the Rangers continue their fight against Devatox's forces.